Every man's life ends the same way. It is only the details of how he lived and how he died that distinguish one man from another. The man who has begun to live more seriously within begins to live more simply without. All my life I've looked at words as though I were seeing them for the first time. If a writer knows enough about what he is writing about, he may omit things that he knows. The dignity of movement of an iceberg is due to only 1/9 of it being above water. All modern American literature comes from one book by Mark Twain called Huckleberry Finn. It's none of their business that you have to learn how to write. Let them think you were born that way. All our words from loose using have lost their edge. I always rewrite each day up to the point where I stopped. When it is all finished, naturally you go over it. You get another chance to correct and rewrite when someone else types it, and you see it clean in type. The last chance is in the proofs. You're grateful for these different chances. You can write anytime people will leave you alone and not interrupt you. Or, rather, you can if you will be ruthless enough about it. But the best writing is certainly when you are in love. My aim is to put down on paper what I see and what I feel in the best and simplest way. Things may not be immediately discernible in what a man writes, and in this sometimes he is fortunate, but eventually they are quite clear, and by these and the degree of alchemy that he possesses, he will endure or be forgotten. There is no rule on how to write. Sometimes it comes easily and perfectly, sometimes it's like drilling rock and then blasting it out with charges. A man's got to take a lot of punishment to write a really funny book. Never confuse movement with action. There is nothing to writing. All you do is sit down at a typewriter and bleed. A serious writer is not to be confounded with a solemn writer. A serious writer may be a hawk or a buzzard or even a popinjay, but a solemn writer is always a bloody owl. Pound's crazy. All poets are. They have to be. You don't put a poet like Pound in the loony bin. Once writing has become your major vice and greatest pleasure, only death can stop. For a true writer, each book should be a new beginning where he tries again for something that is beyond attainment. He should always try for something that has never been done or that others have tried and failed. Then sometimes, with great luck, he will succeed. I rewrote the ending to Farewell to Arms, the last page of it, 39 times before I was satisfied. I don't like to write like God. It is only because you never do it, though, that the critics think you can't do it. For a long time now I have tried simply to write the best I can. Sometimes I have good luck and write better than I can. Man is not made for defeat. A man can be destroyed but not defeated. Once we have a war, there is only one thing to do. It must be won. For defeat brings worse things than any that can ever happen in war. Wars are caused by undefended wealth. Never think that war, no matter how necessary, nor how justified, is not a crime. In modern war, you will die like a dog for no good reason. For a war to be just, three conditions are necessary: public authority, just cause, right motive. Never go on trips with anyone you do not love. Happiness in intelligent people is the rarest thing I know. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people, not characters. A character is a caricature. Hesitation increases in relation to risk in equal proportion to age. The best way to find out if you can trust somebody is to trust them. The good parts of a book may be only something a writer is lucky enough to overhear, or it may be the wreck of his whole damn life, and one is as good as the other. That terrible mood of depression of whether it's any good or not is what is known as the artist's reward. Cowardice is almost always simply a lack of ability to suspend functioning of the imagination. I like to listen. I have learned a great deal from listening carefully. Most people never listen. That is what we are supposed to do when we are at our best: make it all up, but make it up so truly that later it will happen that way. There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow men. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self. Always do sober what you said you'd do drunk. That will teach you to keep your mouth shut. Why should anybody be interested in some old man who was a failure? Bullfighting is the only art in which the artist is in danger of death, and in which the degree of brilliance in the performance is left to the fighter's honor. There are events which are so great that if a writer has participated in them, his obligation is to write truly rather than assume the presumption of altering them with invention. I know only that what is moral is what you feel good after, and what is immoral is what you feel bad after. When I have an idea, I turn down the flame, as if it were a little alcohol stove, as low as it will go. Then it explodes, and that is my idea. All things truly wicked start from innocence. Fear of death increases in exact proportion to increase in wealth.